everyone yearns for peace in their hearts, but they often lose themselves in the pursuit of fame, fortune, relationships, and achievements. We often play roles that do not belong to us, bear the expectations and pressures of society, but unconsciously lose the balance of our hearts. So, how can we get out of such a fog and regain our true self? This process is not only about the healing of the soul, but also the key to regaining inner strength and embracing the light. Through in-depth spiritual exploration, learn to embrace your true nature and discover infinite wisdom and love from it. Everyone is eager to find their true self and live a free and meaningful life, but often because of the pressure and expectations of the outside world, we are confused and lost. When we pursue the recognition of others, when we cling to the standards of society, the inner peace gradually disappears, replaced by anxiety and pain. These pains come from our dependence on external things and forgetting our true inner needs. Only by returning to the inside and embracing your essence can you find true strength and freedom. When we no longer let the outside world define our values, but seek inner peace and satisfaction, the real power will naturally appear. This kind of power does not depend on the recognition of the outside world, but comes from the awakening of the heart. When you find your true self, you can break all difficulties and live a free life. In the journey of life, we will inevitably encounter setbacks and difficulties. These challenges often make us feel helpless and disappointed. No matter how the outside world changes, inner peace is the root of all power. When we can maintain peace of mind, we can overcome pain and find a way out of relief. This inner peace is not to escape from reality, but to face pain, accept it, and find strength in pain. When we truly embrace our inner self and learn to stay calm in difficulties, we are no longer controlled by pain. This kind of power comes from inner wisdom, which tells us that all pain and setbacks will eventually become the nourishment of our growth. As long as we can maintain inner stability, difficulties will no longer be a torture, but an opportunity to bring us closer to our true selves. When we face low tides and difficulties in life, we often feel helpless and even lost our way. However, all difficulties are inner tests. Real strength comes from our awareness and acceptance of ourselves. When we no longer rely on external conditions to measure our own value, our inner strength will gradually emerge. In this changing world, the only thing that remains unchanged is our hearts. Learn to look for strength inwardly and find inner peace. This kind of calmness is not to escape the challenges of the outside world, but to find oneself in the challenge. Every difficulty is an opportunity for us to get closer to our inner strength. As long as we can maintain the stability of our hearts, we can overcome all difficulties. Low tides and setbacks are part of our lives. These challenges are not our ends, but important links for our growth. When we look for answers in pain, we often find that the real power comes from the heart. Pain is temporary, but inner peace and wisdom are eternal. When we no longer resist pain, but accept it and learn from it, we can get out of trouble and find a stronger self. This power comes from the awakening of the heart. It makes us understand that the storms of the outside world cannot really hurt us, because the inner power is extremely tough. Learning to embrace your true self is the key to getting out of the low tide. No matter how chaotic the outside world is, there is always a pure land in our hearts, which can bring incomparable peace and stability. When everything in the outside world seems to be out of control, only inner peace can heal us. This kind of calmness is an inner wisdom, which makes us no longer driven by the turmoil of the outside world, but return to our own essence and find true peace. In this pure land of the soul, we can let go of all the pressure and anxiety and find our inner strength again. This power comes from our own acceptance and understanding of ourselves. When we can fully accept ourselves, we can find healing in difficulties and regain peace. Many people will feel deep loneliness and helplessness in the face of difficulties because we forget our inner strength. No matter how big the external challenges are, we always have the inner strength to deal with them. This power comes from self-resilience. When we can fully accept ourselves, the pain is no longer so heavy. Real healing comes from our love and understanding of ourselves. When we no longer demand ourselves, when we learn to embrace the inner pain, we can get out of trouble. This is a kind of inner awakening, which shows us that no matter how many setbacks we experience, the inner strength is always the same and can lead us to the light.